What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. First off, I want to thank you all for watching the reaction to Hazing's and Marky Mark's videos about Mark leaving due to the negativity and some of it surrounding, obviously, my intentions of helping people with addictions. So check out the comment section, check out the video, check out their videos, as a matter of fact, more importantly, because they are the originators of the videos, and I was just pretty much doing a reaction to what they had put out. But now that we're done all that, I want to talk about something a little more game related and something that has been affecting a lot of people, including my free-to-play account. Obviously, I'm obviously on my main account right now. But I want to show you guys what I'm talking about here real quick, right? If you go to the notices, I talked about this, I think, when the update patch came out. I'm pretty sure I did, as a matter of fact, and I said the discrepancies right here, the Battlezone optimizations right here. Where's it? Hold on. Sorry, one second. Where is that? Was it this? Yeah, there you go. Battlezones readjusted and guilds can now add more players from Battlezones. Okay. I want to talk about this real quick, all right? This is a double-edged sword. I love the way they worded it because it comes off... I mean, it comes off exactly how it is, right? So what they've done, if you don't know this, the original battle zones were 25 different clusters of servers put into battle zones. They're called zone A, B, C, D, E, etc. Right? It just goes on through the alphabet. So 25 people in servers in a battle zone, and you guys were pit against each other for bosses, leaderboards, the guild leaderboards for the bosses there, the crusades. And then obviously PvP, right? You're placed in the final showdown based on your cluster. Now in regular PvP, it's your arena is based off of your server, but everything else is based off of the cluster. So now they've expanded the cluster to 75 from my understanding, okay? So now there are people in the cluster that have never been in the cluster before. And a lot of free-to-play players are very scared. Rightfully so, right? Hell, even as a former whale, I'm scared because now I've got existing whales that I have to now put up with. Frenzy was bad enough. Now I got a lot more people that have either whaled or are still whaling that I have to compete with. Now, what I mean by it's a double-edged sword is the beauty behind this change, of course, is the fact that now dead guilds can recruit from bigger or further into the cluster. So, for example, if your guild was on server was server 3 and your guild was dead and you're still playing the game and you know guild effigy is obviously coming up, so it's perfect timing, you can now recruit from 75 other servers into your guild, and hopefully you will get more recruits. So in that regard, the intention is fantastic because that was one of the complaints obviously everybody had when guild effigy popped up. Outside of the fact that you would unfortunately fight the same guild every time, that was a problem, and they're fixing that as well, is the fact that a lot of guilds that were inactive had no chance at all with recruitment because everyone who's established already stayed in their guild, right? And I made a guild video asking people to post their, and I'm going to do the same thing when the other guild effigy pops up, posting their guild's information into that comment section, and people could recruit there. And I'm going to do the same thing again for the next one because I feel like it's a service to the community, and because my channel gets enough views that people will actually be able to recruit from there as well. And it actually has worked. And the game has actually gone ahead and set up a recruitment, I think, message through the guild now. I'll go back here. Battlezone, yeah, chat windows have been added to the guild chat channel is displayed by default now, so guild optimizations of active guilds that are not full will be displayed by default. So they're doing their best here, obviously, to push more recruitment for dead guilds with guild effigy popping up. They've also done these changes here. Players won't match with the same guild during guild matchmaking, which is great, so you don't get destroyed by bigger guilds every single time. And also real-time display of the event countdown on effigy screen is optimized. So they've done a few good changes here. Here's what they don't tell you, and I alluded to this a couple times, is this optimization of putting more battle zones together is also a very, very intelligent business tactic. Okay, and what do I mean by that? Well, simply this. When you have whales who dominate certain clusters and they feel comfortable in that domination, they become stagnant and they don't spend because they're like, you know what? I have no reason to spend anymore. There's no competition for me. I keep winning. Right? It's like when you get with your wife and she loves you for who you are and you stop going to the gym, you'll go and get happy and you go and get a little bit bigger, right? Because you're comfortable. And all the hard work you put into yourself kind of starts slipping. All right, that's the case for life. Like that's just reality, right? So what they're trying to do is give you a side hoe who cares about the way you look, so you change yourself a little bit and go back to being, you know, a little more fit. And in this case, what they're doing is they're giving you a lot more competition with battle zones to face other whales in order to make you spend a little more. And that makes sense. It's a business thing, okay? I want you guys to know this. It is a business reality. If things are dying, combine them, optimize them, and people will now officially become more competitive again. And the competition is meant to drive sales up, okay? Again, not a bad thing, but for free to play, it obviously will cause you guys a lot of gripe, and rightfully so, because now the events that you were working really hard on and the clusters that you were comfortable with have now evolved, and now you have to compete with bigger money spenders. So that's where the double-edged sword happens. So you're going to see a lot of people upset about this. Don't be surprised when this happens, all right? I no longer am expecting to be top 3 anymore in my cluster on any of my accounts, right? I was top 30, I think, for my free-to-play for a very long time. That may even change. I was top 30 yesterday. I was top, I was top 30 in this account because my module wasn't leveled up yet. So I'm working on that now. But I can tell you now, guys, like for me personally, because I don't have F Chun, I don't have some of the more, like I don't have Virgil, I don't have Nero. I'm not planning to get them, obviously. Again, the addiction thing we talked about, I'm avoiding my addiction and I'm being smart about how I spend my money. And again, doesn't mean you're not smart if you spend money on this. It's your lifestyle, right? Just know what you can afford. I can afford it, I just don't want to. But again, the cluster now that I belong to has way bigger whales on both accounts, and now they're going to be dominating. Now, again, it's great for recruitment. Guild effigy is going to be fantastic for this, but where it suffers, of course, is every event after the fact. So guild effigy, bonus, plus devs get a thumbs up on that, right? Everything else, unfortunately, it's going to be tough. So I wish what they did for battle zones, recruitment, is they allowed it to happen as a recruit thing, and they allowed the guild effigy to be expanded. But for battle zones, for events, they kept it the same. Very doable. It's not hard to do, right? But they know what this is going to do. They're smart enough to understand that this is going to drive sales up because whales cannot help but want to be the top of the charts, and they will continue doing so by spending money. So my thought is, I wish they did it this way. So devs, if you're listening, if this money doesn't come into your pockets the way you thought, hopefully you take the suggestion. For guild effigy, definitely expand it. For recruitment, 1000% expand it. People should be able to recruit from any server, in my opinion. It doesn't matter where you are on battle zones, but I know you guys have servers and the clusters have to exist in there for accounts, so you guys can keep it in there. For events, though, I know it's possible to revert it back or set up a script or some sort of programming in your servers to lower down the clusters. It's 1000% possible because I do it on my IT things all the time for emails. You know, people who are certain departments, who gets picked up, etc. So it's definitely possible, but I don't think you're going to do it because I know you're going to make a lot of money off of this, and it's a smart business move. But I just want to give my take on it because a lot of people have been asking me how I feel about it, and that's how I feel about it. I think it's great in some regards. In other regards, it's a shitty move because it's going to make a lot of people who were working really hard to get to the top 3 or top 30, top 50, now have to, not try even harder, but now have to suffer the consequences of more pay-to-play players in their cluster. My main account's one of them, so people who are on my account now have to compete with me as well too. So those free-to-play have to deal with my account. I feel bad for them for that too. So don't get it twisted. It's not just like, oh, it's poor me. It's poor everybody really at the end of the day. So anyways, that's my thought on the expansion of the battle zones, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm curious. Some of you will say it's a good thing. Some of you will say, well, it's bad. But I still want to know what the majority of you guys do think about it. Talk to you guys in the next one.